Hi everyone, hope you're having a good weekend. So I've been a bit slack today in the fact that I have just gotten out of my dressing gown, just moving my light. So I thought I'd better put an actual jumper on to do this video. Though I have been doing housework and crafting and playing a video game, why not? So I thought I'd give you a progress update on my virus journal. I meant to do this ages ago. The wonderful Selena sent me a whole lot of journals, which I have taken apart to use lots of bits and pieces in here. And I did put some in here, and I did an hour-long video the other night, and I had to delete it because it was too long and I couldn't do anything with it. So I'm just working out some issues with my iPad as usual. So I thought I'll do shorter videos and maybe put them together or something. So I'll show you what I've been doing anyway. Still haven't got a proper cover yet, but that's all right. I've just been sticking some sticky notes in to remind me of what I want to put where. So I just start off with an explanation about the virus and everything. So I found the easiest way with this one was to just grab my scrap bits of paper and that I rip up and write little dot points of information that I find. I'll put more of like my feelings, won't do much of my feelings, but just certain things that I thought or whatever. I'll add them afterwards, I think. So I'm just sort of putting more of the factual stuff in at the moment. So I've gone back through the World Health Organization timeline and found an Australian timeline on Wiki, which we all know isn't the most factual information at times, but it was the easiest way to grab a timeline to go back. And I can sort of cross-reference it anyway. So I've just been adding notes. I started with January. So as you can see, just lots of bits of paper that I've found in my junk that I ink around and add my notes to. And I've been using my mini data that I got from the second-hand store or the tip shop. I've got a whole lot of office stamps that I've been picking up here and there, so it's good to get using them. Just stickers for the month title, and I've been using a few pictures that I pulled out of the biology book, which you might have seen me do. That's like my decoration for this one. It's not meant to be a pretty journal, so I made a little like envelope here that opens up with a Velcro dot and has a whole lot of information. This I grabbed out of the medical journals that Selena gave me, so I've been using heaps of that. So I want to thank you very much, Selena. They've been really handy, and they've got like cool pictures and that in them as well, so it adds a bit of colour. Just added some of my, I can't remember what that stuff was called. It's sort of like a Hessian trim, something like that. More of my biology pictures. So I basically go through each day sort of what events happen. So that's another big, it's a big page in one of the journals that I wanted to keep most of it. So I turned it into a tip-in that folds over, and I backed it with some paper just there and added the rest of the information. This light is killing me today. Yeah, that might be a bit better. And then we're on to February here. And that just signifies the first death in Australia. So I made lots of pockets out of notes and scraps and that. So I made a journaling card. This is a printout about the Strategic Preparedness and Response Plan. It's been really good actually, because there's a lot on the news and I don't really understand a lot of it. Well, I didn't, because I didn't really take much notice. So going back through and reading things has given me a better understanding of all the things they put in place and what they mean and all that sort of thing. So I've added bits like that in there so that if my kids or anyone wants to look at it later, then they might gain a better understanding themselves. So this is another bigger page from the medical journals, and I just made a little booklet that I stapled together and just put all the pages in there. And then the last page I backed so that it can be written on. Trying to leave room here and there to write, to add bits and pieces that I might find. that pertain to the dates and that. I want to put a map of Victoria here because this was the time that I was leaving to go to Victoria. And that sort of goes along with a lot of stuff started happening, like it started becoming quite severe at around that time, and I think it was only a week later that they closed the borders, so it's good to remember the time. So I did another little, what do you call this, flip out tip in page, something like that. I wrote some of my, well, you know, about my trip and how I felt and that on here. And room underneath. And then the paper clip that I put on holds this in, which was another huge page that I wanted to keep all of it. It was a couple of pages, so I stapled them together so I can read the whole lot. I can always, if I want to in the future too, back this with plain paper and use it to write on if I find there's more information from that time that I want to add. So this paper was a book cover, and it naturally had these folds in it, so I just left them and then stapled it down, and it made a nice little pocket here. So I just paper clip that because it's quite sort of heavy, and I hold that closed at the same time, so it just keeps it neat and tidy like that. So as you can see, the medical journals have added nice colour and bits and pieces that I can use for journaling cards and tuck spots. So, and then Mum had given me a whole lot of these out of the paper, the confirmed cases in the states of Australia and that sort of information. So she did that for a couple of weeks, kept those. So I've added those because it's a good snapshot to have a look at and see how it's sort of spread. So I've made that one a flip up so I can write underneath. I used glue stick for these and they curled, so that was annoying. So after that I went back to using my Helmers and it's a lot better. So another pocket here in case of more information, and that flips out. So we're going into March now, so I've had to sort of start from the scratch and go right back. So I'm trying to sort of catch up now, although it's better than I'm writing what's already happened rather than writing each day, because I did pick a page further on where I started writing for April where we were up to, and it just turns out to be a big page of writing with nothing stuck in there. So it's better off like waiting a week and going back and doing it so I can find the pictures and that can go in with it, and other information from other places as well. So on this page I've got the same bits out of the newspaper, and I made a scrappy tag. I think I had this tag that had cut out of craft cardstock, so I got some information on there about Qantas and the troubles that they started having. So I just collaged the tag and used some stickers on there. So if I find out any more information I can add to it on Qantas there. That's another one that I've done as a tip in. I've done 2 days here because that's all the information I have for those 2 days. But it still leaves a bit of room if I find more. Now this one I grabbed one of my, I had some, I think Mum made some coffee or tea dyed envelopes that she gave to me, used business envelopes. So I stuck one in as a page sort of, so I've still got all this room if I need to write anything. And then in the windowed part, there's a page that I folded up with a whole lot of information, and I folded it so that you could see the people with all their masks through the window. Get in there. There. And just used some other business envelope scraps. I like the pattern on that, looks like bricks, so I can still embellish it more or add some more writing if I want. So I'm sort of like have a page to a day, especially during March because a lot happened in March. So just I've been using some of my wood stamps. I figure I've got to muzzle use them, so I've got an aeroplane one. I couldn't find a cruise ship, so I've got an anchor. So that's why I put that there, because this is about the Ruby Princess cruise ship. And then I've got a world stamp, which I haven't used, but I've got them if I want to use them. So with this one, it was the other side of my book cover there. So I had this piece that needed to go in that was a bit big, and it had already been folded like this. So I backed this part so I could write on it. I stuck it to the book cover page, so that makes a page. So that can flip out, that can be written on, and then I just added that there. And then this is a little pocket with some information on SARS and respiratory illness. So still heaps of room to stick some more if I want to, and I can read that. So this one's a pocket there, some more information about the world. That's something that I've got to go back and find more of the details, especially in the USA, Spain and Italy and that, because you know it's fascinating how and horrifying how much they suffered. Be interesting to have more information that I add to these pages to see how it sort of progressed. So this is some more of the information on Australia. So I've used that as a tuck spot, and I made a journaling card. This was an off-cut for cereal packet that I used the other day for something. So I've just got some of the bits that I've pulled out of the journals, medical journals. Just collaged it, and then on the back, the little bit of information for that day. So there's still room here to write more. And I'm learning to put the date on the removable bits so that if I do take them out and don't remember to put them back in on the right page, I've got the dates so I can go back and put them in the right page, because it'd be a disaster. So this is where we're up to, and as you can see, I've gone through the information that I found online and made my little notes and sorted through the cutouts that my mum gave me to stick in. And then I have gone through the journals and got them sorted into the dates as well. So now I'm up to getting along with the end of March so that I can get on with April. So that's it so far. So I might stop the video here, upload it to my computer, and then start another one where we add some of the stuff. And then I might manage to get this one uploaded and not lose it. That'd be nice. I'll be back.